with our amazing shift, we officially have groups of 4D mystics who are choosing in 3D to believe in the plane of duality as a truth versus a plane that exists because we all have duality. That's how consciousness is created. Even Sadhguru talks about it, but he talks about it in spirituality terms. I'm just talking about it as a person. We even have a left and right mode brain, and they both do different things, even though they both serve us, and you using both is actually the optimized human being version of you. So learning about being a person, I have been blessed to be able to take courses since I'm a person who supports people that want to tap into their infinite higher human consciousness potential experiences. Since I care about what I do, not as a sales pitch and not as a trending topic and not as trying to make you look like a shiny little star baby, but because you're beautiful just the way you are. The Be Yourself. We have a whole series of it. In fact, there's a bunch of questions that ask about your inner growth journey and your mindset and everything. I did not know anything about the body, yet the embodied brain. Now that I do, the master class is going to help us to get on track with self-regulation, because it's actually quite important, and most people don't know that they don't know how to self-regulate. I know, right? You'd think they would know. I'm 43. I try explaining. They get bored. They want to do the movies like Mean Girls or Hangover without realizing that their actual desire to be compulsively engaged in activity that doesn't add to their prakriti. It's not the yoga. You can do all the yoga you want. You're not going to get your pure energy if you keep on not recognizing your compulsive patterns for what they are. They're nothing to be ashamed of or feel guilty about or any of that. Blame, fault, which is instead what adaptive children and those who don't grow their 3-year-old heart to become whole do. In fact, I've had plenty of interactions, and I'm going to use some examples in a little bit. Thank you, Patrick Diahando, because he gives me a great way to know, wow, okay, I'm simply, in 5D, or simply securely attached people. That's why you can't tell the difference from the outside, because it's our nervous system from the inside that we're regulating. And that's because we have compassion. Always, not sometimes, and not because of yoga. Love you, Sadhguru. Not because of you, but I'm grateful that you're here and doing what you're doing. Because when he asks in my inner engineering course or the Shambhavi Kriya, all of the participants, which is what is going to be recurring, to unconditionally love, and he begins with one person. And then he moves us to 2. And as he's moving, I know what he's doing. I just start to get all warm and fuzzy and cozy inside, and I start wanting to cry. I forget if I cried or I didn't, because I was on camera right here. I know how to self-regulate. I know I don't need to cry. It's a nice thing. Crying is a good thing, but this is where it was the happy tears, not the sad tears. Sad tears aren't as fun. They just help us process immediately. Oh, that's because we don't ruminate. So securely attached people don't spend time ruminating about bad and good, the duality plane that 4D doesn't get out of, and that actually it's quite sad to hear some of them do what they're doing because they don't know about their PTSD. So trauma memory is consistently staying stuck and not being brought back to the long-term memory, which is why there's going to be recurring occasions of certain nightmares or demons or things coming up. But, because they believe it's real, meaning they are living it as if they're meant to give a message that this is a truth. They're not actually saying, wait a minute, it's not a truth. It's in my mind's eye. I'm experiencing it. The feeling is real because those of us who do channel and have these types of situations, neuroscientist Patrick McNamara explains how, yes, it's not hallucinations. I even shared the video with a friend of mine who's like, I don't believe. I said, it's good. Be a skeptic. I know he's a neuroscientist. I've looked him up. I have his books. He's not the only neuroscientist out there, but he's been doing a lot of research, and seems to me that sciences are great to have unless you want to go with the flat earthers. Some people say no, but then they deny sciences, or they say, no, technology, it's the monster. So because the machine saw it, it's not true. No, it's still a demon. Okay. The way that the brain works, they explain it, which is why a person who uses their intellect, as we looked at during the IHP late show, the late IHP show, I think I might make it a recurring one once a week or once a month, we'll see. But we discussed enlightenment, intellect. You don't have intellect if you can't figure out that emotions rule you, rock you, and you're either your whole 3-year-old or you're not, especially when you're looking at humans and saying, you're all broken and icky. Yes, you're insulting yourself. I was a teenager and knew that. Now I'm an adult and I'm like, wow, I know it even more, and now I can explain it. You have a broken 3-year-old heart. something's up or something happened that got broken, and your emotional sphere, instead of you saying, you know what, life throws curveballs sometimes, it's cool, I can handle it, because emotions are why I'm alive. And instead of being in my rumination, biochemistry of fear, with my brain in alert, 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 and then in my temporal junction thinking about something over and over and over again, I'm going to use the bright sides of neuroplasticity. So my imagination land is going to be used with my left chit-chatting about my right in a friendly way. Of course we have emotions. We're people. We're not cold as ice. I'm cold as ice. Yeah, you got to sacrifice. No, there's no need to sacrifice. The attachment system of you is engaged. That's why you're feeling the longing. It's actually quite explainable. The longing to be seen like your 0-1-year-old so that I can be soothed. Please hug me and hold me so that my ventral vagal can engage mother, father, whoever it is that's taking care of me, alloparenting figures. Once I'm hugged, my ventral vagal is engaged. Skin to skin contact. I'm learning how to regulate in my ventral vagal. There's my ecstasy. There's my love, because oxytocin gene hormone turns on when our ventral vagal state is on. And oh my gosh, I'm safe. I'm safe in my little baby infant body. And we grow up and that's what works. But some people don't learn how to do it on their own. So when they're like, oh, I'm a teenager, they broke my heart, now I'm done. Some of us are like, no, wow, it's a muscle. I'm alive. And actually, thank goodness you broke up with me, because, oh my gosh, looking into the past, yeah, you're definitely not the one. Nope. We have completely different ideas of life. So that's how a person who's securely attached reacts to life. Not, I have scars. They all cheated on me. They lied. They turned their back on me. And oh, all of those people, I will never, ever, ever find anyone again. Okay, one, we don't need a person, by the way, the securely attached human being. I mean, others, I'm trying to support them to understand, there are so-called interests. Do you not work? Do you not have, friends? Do you not have other aspects that are so important? And just remember that the attachment system is what's longing. So you can regulate it if you want, only if you want. It's not about you not having anybody. I'm just teaching you something that you can use to help yourself self-soothe. It's called self-regulation. So we learn how to self-regulate from our household, which is why the past is very important. Your first 18 months of life, if you have emotional neglect or traumatic neglect, systemic neglect, societal neglect, if you have any type of neglect and there's a not securely attached nervous system, and furthermore, there's terror, there's so many things, the shame cycle, inner critic, outer critic, denying through drugs, alcohol, sex, food, compulsive activity is not something people need to think of the devil or demons and temptation. It's an actual human being, did not securely attach. If there's something else, the good mental health professionals know how to talk about it. But typically this compulsive, it's a way, which if you go back to being a teenager, honestly, I think adults forget. I knew teenagers as immature emotionally. I thought it would stay that way as teenagers. Then they grew up and they did not move into secure attachment. They began to do drama land as teenagers. I remember, because clearly people would be like, I deserve love. Why don't I have love? It's like, well, you're going to have love. It's not like you don't have. I'm here right now. I'm your friend. I'm talking to you. No, but you don't count. Really? Okay. That's not nice, but got it. It's only one human being who's going to bring love to you. You are love. So our nature is love, because let's go back to how we know I long to be seen and to be soothed. Oh, you know what? They're not interested in the same topics as me, or whatever it is that's going on. It's okay. It's cool. Heart stays whole because of healthy self-worth, not superior, not inferior, but also compassion, warm and fuzzy. So when Sadhguru has his promise to unconditionally love, I had already made that promise to Jesus and God. And it's not because of the devil or demon. In fact, I figured out, no, hey, God, I don't know about this stuff, but I do know about human suffering stuff. And the psychologists, they know all about it. So if you want to be in the Enlightenment Soul Age group and you're thinking you have intellect, then you're going to learn how your brain works and how your attachment system works, and stop talking about people as if they're evil or demons. But the evil, quote unquote, people, they all can use good compassion-based therapy and good mental health professionals that can diagnose them, tell them it's not a fixed diagnosis, tell them that they can heal with personal development and more, and on a process. Then there are those of us who are securely attached, 5D mystics. Come on board, please, because we live our relationships minus the drama, and we actually heal each other thanks to having unconditional love and compassion, which is our nature, because we all fuck up, because we all have a past, and we're all people versus the stories of the ancients that keep people in the mind's eye. It's beautiful to have clairs, but that's not what we're doing here. Tune in.